What is going on? This is your boy Jordan JC, and I'm back again. And breaking news: NFL insiders Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero are reporting that Chase Claypool has been traded from the Chicago Bears to the Miami Dolphins, and we are here to talk about this. Uh, let's just be honest. The writing was on the wall. It was to be expected. We knew that this was going to happen. Ryan Poles was trying to find a trade partner for the last 2 weeks because they had the man sitting at home. They said, hey, we don't want you anywhere near the team, anywhere near the game. We want you to sit nice and sound at home so you can stay healthy so we can try to find a trade partner, buddy. And that they did. Thankfully, they found someone to give him something instead of him walking out the door for free, right? And so the details of the trade are Chicago will receive a 2025 sixth-round pick in exchange for a 2025 seventh-round selection that's going to Miami along with Chase Claypool. Initial thoughts. Well, this is a huge fat L for Ryan Poles because we thought that Chase Claypool was obviously a supreme talent coming from Pittsburgh. And it's not to say that he isn't capable of being a supreme talent, but it wasn't realized here. And we had to cut ties quick. We saw the writing on the wall, like I said. You saw the interview with the reporters where he just came out and said, no, he doesn't feel like he's being used right. And perhaps they just felt like, well, he doesn't have enough stripes on the wall to be, throwing people under the bus like that. You already got the Bears in disarray with the last 2 or 3 weeks of chaos with people losing their jobs and the team just losing, period. And, you're seeing the play on the field not producing the way that many people thought they would at the start of the season. So just all of this chaos is going on. And it just seems like Chase Claypool was adding to that. And so Ryan Poles, I'll give him credit for cutting ties as soon and as quickly as he did, because this shouldn't just drag on. I'm glad that they got a partner to trade with, and perhaps Chase Claypool can find himself in Miami. That's a very good team with a very good coach, very good offensive scheme, and some very good receivers in that room ahead of him in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And so perhaps he can be that number 3, and he realizes his potential. He was the number 3 on this team for what it was. For what it's worth, because DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney was ahead of him, and so he was that X factor receiver. And of course, I'm not going to fault Poles, too much for what he thought he could see or the potential that he saw in Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool's rookie season was pretty good, but then of course he was playing with one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Ben Roethlisberger, and so he had 9 touchdowns. He broke out as a rookie, right? And so you started to see glimpses of what he could be. Maybe not a great wide receiver, not one of the greats, but pretty good as far as comparing to his peers in the game today. And so you can't teach what Chase Claypool brought to the table in his measurables. 6'4", 234 doesn't just come walking in the door every single day in an athlete. And so I understand why Ryan Poles swung, but he missed hard. He missed big time on that and giving up a second-round pick for Chase Claypool, and now he has to eat it. He now has only gotten a 6th round for Chase Claypool, and we move forward. The Bears got a W, and it seems like the chemistry is on point with the receivers that they have on the field. And so it seems as if there was no, false step with that. And now that he's gone, again, you hope for the best with him. I think that this team is obviously is a big deal in the momentum and just the psyche of all the players. And you think that maybe it had something to do with maybe locker room presence or the chemistry or whatever, the work ethic, whatever it was, because you can't. I don't think it just had to do with his comments in the press. I don't think it was just what he said and came out and his honesty with how he's being used. I think it was just a buildup, and maybe that kind of culminated, and that was the last straw. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just a combination of things. But either way, he's out the door. I never wish bad on any person, even if they're not playing for the team that I root for. You wish Chase Claypool all the success in the world in his career. Hopefully he finds himself and he finds the kind of value that every other team thought that he had, because every GM, including the Miami Dolphins, think that they can make a player into the best version of themselves. So they always take chances on talent. Every GM in the world thinks, oh, I'm the one that can make this person hum, that can make this person realize just how great they can be. And sometimes they fall flat on their face like this time, and sometimes they don't. Maybe they become the person or the player that they always should have been or they look to be. Hopefully, we see Chase Claypool, have a successful career going forward. But of course, he's on the Miami Dolphins now, and Chicago is moving forward. Big ups to them for their first victory, and hopefully they can ride this momentum into another W going forward. But again, this had to happen, cut ties, and thankfully the Chicago Bears actually got some draft capital for it. And so, how do you guys feel about this? Do you think that this was a fair maybe trade? Do you think that Chase Claypool should have gotten an even larger return because of his talent and his skill set, or do you think this was just right? Because honestly, I didn't even think that they would get anything. I thought that maybe Chase Claypool would be walking out the door for nothing. And so, props to Ryan Poles at least for salvaging some sort of draft trade value in that. Leave your comments in the section below, and I'll see you guys on the next ATS report.